Good morning. Welcome. My name is Laura Todd. I use all pronouns, and I am the Assistant Director for Spiritual Life here at Albion College. You are all welcome at this baccalaureate service. This is a space for graduating students and their friends and families to celebrate and to reflect on their time here at Albion College, to consider how far they have come, and maybe even think about what they might want to do next, listening for the guidance of the divine. This year's service is especially meaningful to me because I've been with this graduating class since they first arrived, and it's been really wonderful to see them grow over the years from the very beginning. I also want to acknowledge our Britain Singers director, Dr. Clayton Parr, who is entering phased retirement this fall after 44 years at Albion College. He has been a steadfast presence since I got here, and I think that his presence and that of the Britain Singers speaks to the commitment that our students and staff have to being here and to contributing to the community. So I won't be speaking very much during this service. Instead, graduates of many different beliefs will be sharing reflections, music, and poems from their experience, and we will listen and be present for them. I hope that regardless of where you are on your journey right now, or how you feel right now, that something from this service will reach you in a way that you need to be reached. To start us off, I want to invite us to join in an exercise that I learned from the Reverend Fred Rogers of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Not everyone knows that Mr. Rogers was an ordained Presbyterian minister. He had a very special meditation, and this is how it goes. All of us have special ones who have loved us into being. Would you just take, along with me, 10 seconds to think of the people who have helped you become who you are, those who have cared about you and wanted what was best for you in life. Let's take 10 seconds of silence. I'll watch the time. Thank you. Now I will step back and let our musicians and our speakers share what they have brought.
Do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun do ta ta ka di do ta ta ka jun
Girl. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kaylin Butler, and I will be reading an original poem for today. There's also extra copies outside. Okay. My poem is titled, Even Now, the World Did Not Finish Me. To have hope, you have to feel desire, expectation, or trust. You would expect a certain outcome to happen, new career, new relationship, everything you've dreamed for. In these times, hope is all you have, all you can do. Hope there's a change in the state of the world, hope that human rights will not be stripped away, hope that one day we'll all be considered equal, and that the word equal regains its meaning. What do you do when you can't hold on to that hope anymore? I'll tell you what to do. Fight for it back, convince yourself that it'll come back, tell yourself that the leaders before you fought, so you sure as hell better fight too. Never let go of that hope, because the weight of the world will wear you thin, and the sake of your mind depends on hope. It'll convince you that you're not enough, you don't belong, and you will not listen. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Ron Murad. I'm a professor of religious studies here, and it's my great pleasure this morning to present the Divinity Scholar Award on this beautiful commencement day. So welcome to campus. The Divinity Scholar Award is named in honor of 4 generations of the Divinity family who graduated from Albion College starting in 1900. Over the decades, several members of the Divinity family have served as United Methodist Church pastors or lay leaders. The award celebrates a graduate who intends further religious study or a career in human services. I'm pleased to present the award to this year's Divinity Scholar, Peyton Landry. Please come forward, Peyton. Peyton is a psychology major with a concentration in human services at Albion College. She's a member of Psi Chi, the International Honor Society of Psychology, where she served as both vice president and president, helping guide the organization through its transition into a more inclusive organization for all psychology majors. She was recently inducted into both Phi Beta Kappa and Sigma Xi in recognition of her academic excellence and research contributions, and graduates in the top 10% of her class. Throughout her time at Albion, she served in several leadership roles within her sorority, Alpha Xi Delta, and worked as an office assistant to the Department of Psychological Science for 3 years. Peyton also completed 3 internships about speech language pathology and social work, including experiences in public schools, ABA therapy centers, and children's crisis intervention training through Lifeways. Her senior thesis, Proactive Safety Measures Regarding Active Shooters at Albion College, examined student and staff perspectives on campus safety and gun violence through qualitative research, and was presented at both the Michigan Undergraduate Psychology Research Conference and Albion's Elkin Isaac Symposium. Peyton was also recently honored with the Joseph Heston Award for Outstanding Senior Psychology Major. In the fall, she plans to pursue a graduate degree in Communication Sciences and Disorders at Eastern Michigan University to pursue a career in speech-language pathology. Congratulations again, Peyton.
Thank you, friends, families, and supporters for being here. This is certainly a special event to be able to speak at. And if you've looked at the program at all, you may notice my name is in there more than once. This is because I aim to share with you all one of the greatest gifts I've been given throughout my time here at Albion, and that is making music. Frankly, I've been involved with music for my entire life, and my experiences relating to such, particularly at Albion, have really shaped who I am. There's a quote that I'd like to share with you all today, and it's a quote from composer Paul Hindemith. Hindemith was a 20th century German composer whose music was banned in Nazi Germany in 1936. He says, "People who make music together cannot be enemies, at least while the music lasts." When I was in choir in middle and high school, we ended every single concert with a song whose lyrics used this phrase. And in the time since, I've not only come to apply it to my life in choir and music, but to everything. From arguing about constitutional law with my debate team, to writing DMD campaigns with my friends, to actually making music with euphonics in the stairwells of Goodrich Chapel. Music is more than just the kind that you hear. Music is the harmony that you make with others whenever you come together to create something greater than yourselves. And when you do that, you set your differences aside. And I think that in this way, then, this quote applies to all of us graduates this year. From the teams, organizations, jobs, and clubs students are a part of on campus, to the classes, projects, and papers we've all had our fair share of, we're always making music, with both our closest friends and people drastically different from us. And in doing so, we've become more than just who we are. We've made our marks on Albion as a collective by leading, following, learning, teaching, hosting events, contributing to state-of-the-art research, competing, performing, and being the best Brits that we can be. But even though the music that we make with each other at Albion is ceasing to last, we can be sure now that a new song will begin elsewhere. To my friends and family, thank you for teaching me a life with music at its center. And to the graduates, thank you for showing me that music can be found anywhere and in anyone and everyone. Thank you.
Highway 17, cotton candy rain, driving with my lover. We missed our plane, so we added on the hours to see the lupine flowers. Way up past the border, we blew through Thunder Bay. The pine trees are narrow, a billion broken arrows. The ravens and the crows, robins and the sparrows, and all across Ontario. Static on the stereo and swimming in the lake, Old Woman's Bay. Traveling with some stuff I left when I was a kid. Mr. Bear in the wooden box I hid, full of broken gadgets that mean nothing now. The only thing I'll keep are the letters and the photographs. Last week it was my birthday and I turned 22. But that doesn't really matter next to eternity. But I like a double number, and I like that it's even too. And everything I see from now on will be something new. Incomprehensible. Incomprehensible. I'm afraid of getting older, that's what I've learned to say. Society has given me the words to think that way. The message spirals, don't get saggy, don't get gray. But the soft and lovely silvers are now falling on my shoulders. My mother and my grandma, my great-grandmother too. A wrinkle like the river, sweetened like the dew, and as silver as the rainbow scales that shimmer purple blue. How can beauty that is living be anything but true? So let gravity be my sculptor, let the wind do my hair. Let me dance in front of people without a care. Let me be naked alone with nobody there, with mixed-match socks and shoes and stuff stuffed in my underwear. Incomprehensible. 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 Let me be.
Dear friends, family, faculty and staff, and fellow graduates, as we look back at our time here, it is easy to focus on the grades, the late nights, or the friendships. But today I want to talk about a different kind of growth, and it is one that didn't happen in a classroom. I want to talk about my faith journey. To give a little context, I have been going to church since I was about 10 years old. One of the reasons I chose to come to Albion was because it is a Methodist-affiliated church, or college. I wanted to grow stronger in my faith, and after attending Albion these past 4 years, I can say I've become a more confident and outgoing person, and I have grown stronger in my faith. When I walked on campus, I was nervous to be accepted by my new church, the First United Methodist Church, but I should not have been, because I was welcomed with open arms. I built relationships with my church family that have been so beneficial in my life. One example of this would be when some of my church family came together and put on a fashion show for my trio class. It was hard stepping out of my comfort zone and trying new things such as becoming a Sunday school teacher, going to a women's Bible study, and being a part of Chapel Executive Board. Being a camp counselor at a Christian youth summer camp has given me the opportunity to be a Sunday school teacher, and it is one of the best parts of my week. God works in mysterious ways, and I'm so thankful for the blessings I've had in my life as a result of working really hard in school while balancing my jobs, clubs, and other commitments. God has had my back through all my struggles that I've faced in my time here. I've learned that college is not just one straight path. When something good happens in my life, I'm excited to tell God about it. Everyone has good and bad days, but you need to have faith that things will work out and remember that God is looking out for you. Let's be honest, we have all faced challenges, both personal and academic. There have been times of frustration when things don't go as planned, or you didn't do as well on a test as you wanted to. Those curveballs help to make you resilient and help you learn that you can get through anything. I've had moments where I did not know what I wanted to do with my life, or I felt like I had to get the best grades. As I've begun to figure out what I want to do with my life, I want to thank God for being a shining light in my life. And yet, in the moments of uncertainty, I found that what has kept me anchored was the feeling that I'm not alone, and I have people who are supporting and cheering me on. One specific example that has been very influential in my faith journey here at Albion has been chapel. I have been attending chapel consistently since freshman year. Chapel has been one of my favorite organizations to become involved with on campus, not only because of the people, but because it brought me closer to God. It is a set time of the week where I do not have to think about my classes or any struggles going on in my life, and I can just focus on my time with God. I am incredibly grateful for the friends who have become family, who prayed with me, and who let me be my true self. We learned that our faith isn't just a personal feeling, it is a loving community. We learn to build each other up in the times where we are struggling and celebrate our triumphs. It is important to find a sense of community who can get you through the times when you feel like you want to give up. We aren't meant to walk this road alone. The friends who prayed with me, the teachers who have always been there for me, and the friends who have always supported me. Stepping out into the world can be scary, but we have to remember our faith to guide us and our friends and families who support us. Let's carry that faith, hope, and love wherever we go. Congrats to the class of 2026. We did it.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Baisaslangansasa, and I'm an international student from Mongolia. I would like to begin by thanking the faculty, professors, and mentors who guided us, and the families who supported us, and my fellow graduates. There is a quote that says, "Growth begins at the end of your comfort zone." Looking back, I believe that idea describes our experience well. For many of us, including me, coming to Albion meant stepping into the unknown. Before coming here, my life felt familiar. I knew my surroundings, my people, and my language. But coming here changed that. At first, I faced challenges I did not expect. Even as simple things like speaking in class or having everyday conversations required effort. There were times I felt out of place and questioned whether I truly belonged here. These are the moments that are often not visible to others. For me, resilience was not something dramatic. It showed up in small, consistent actions. Going to the library when I was struggling, trying again after setbacks, and continuing forward even when I missed home. There were also times when things did not go as planned, and I felt uncertain about my future. However, over time, things began to change. I found support from professors who were willing to help, and I built friendships that became an important part of my life. Gradually, Albion began to feel like home, not because everything became easier, but because I changed. Through this experience, I learned that home is not only a place. It is something we build through the people we connect with, through the challenges we face, and through the effort we continue to put in. Now, as we prepare to graduate, we are facing another period of uncertainty. We do not know exactly what comes next. We do not have all the answers. By reflecting on the past few years, I believe we are ready for what is ahead. During our time here, we learned how to adjust, how to overcome challenges, and how to continue moving forward. We are not the same people we were when we first arrived. We are more capable, more patient, and more confident in our ability to handle change. And I would like to take a moment to thank my family, my mom, and my sister for their constant support, and my brother, who's watching over me from above. This is for you. And I also want to recognize my fellow Mongolians here at Albion. Being far from home is not easy, but having a community that shares your language and culture makes a meaningful difference. So wherever life takes us next, I believe we will be okay, because we have already done something that once felt impossible. We came here not knowing what would happen, and somehow we made it. As we move forward, I hope we remember what we have learned here, not just in the classroom, but through our experiences. And I want to end my speech something in Mongolian. It means, no matter where we go, we can form a new home. Congratulations, class of 2026. Thank you.
Bliss of not knowing.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Reese Williams, and today I'm just here to share a little reflection with you all. So, being here with you guys today, I can't help think about the journey that it took to get to this moment. My time at Albion has been filled with change, uncertainty, growth, challenges, friendships, lessons, and moments that shaped me in ways I didn't always recognize at the time. As graduation got closer, I found myself reflecting not just on what I accomplished here, but on who I became along the way. To be quite honest, I was nervous about giving this speech because I don't have everything figured out. I'm still unsure about parts of the future. I still wonder what comes next and try to plan how I'll build the rest of the life that I've imagined for myself on Pinterest before I go to sleep. But maybe that's exactly why this message matters. For a long time, I felt pressure to keep up with everyone around me. At a place like Albion, where people are passionate, involved, driven, and constantly working towards something, it can be easy to look around and wonder if you're doing enough. I compared myself to my peers. I questioned whether I was involved enough, successful enough, prepared enough, or moving fast enough. I worried that if my path looked different from someone else's, then maybe I was falling behind. I joined sports, clubs, projects, leadership, held many campus jobs, and tried to be academically successful so that maybe doing at least one of those things would point me in the direction of what to do next, would help me reach success, or would help me make an impact. Even when I was spreading myself thin, it still didn't feel like I was doing enough. I always thought that if I could just do one more thing, I could crack the code. But over time, I realized that comparison can take away more from us than we realize. It can make us doubt our own progress. It can make us shrink the parts of ourselves that make us unique, trading authenticity for approval. And slowly, comparison can destroy individuality, because instead of becoming who we are meant to be, we start trying to become the people we think we're supposed to be. Over my time here, I figured out that there will always be another finish line. I have to celebrate the small moments and appreciate the little things, because if I don't, I'll never be happy with where I am. Albion taught me that growth does not always look loud or impressive. Sometimes growth is slow and quiet. I've learned that being different is not something to hide, having your own timeline is not failure, and being authentically yourself is one of the strongest things that you can do. I realized that the moments that shaped me most were not always the biggest achievements or the things that could be put on a resume. They were the small moments, the conversations, the struggles, the relationships, the setbacks, and the choices to keep going even when I felt unsure. The truth is, I still have worries, I still have questions. Obviously, I don't know what my future is going to look like to a T. But I do know this, I'm not behind, I'm not supposed to be anyone else, and I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. So as we leave Albion and step into what comes next, I hope we stop chasing perfection and start honoring progress. I hope we stop comparing our journeys to the people around us and start trusting the path that we're on. I hope we remember that standing out is not a weakness, being different is not falling behind, and becoming ourselves fully and honestly is something to be proud of. The life we want to build will not happen all at once. It will be built day by day, choice by choice, through courage, gratitude, and trust in who we're becoming. Congratulations to everybody here, well, and everyone that isn't here but's also graduating. Even if we don't have everything figured out yet, we're exactly where we need to be. And quickly, before I sit down, I just want to take the moment to acknowledge my amazing family, friends, and God, and thank them all for their endless love, support, and laughter. I couldn't have gotten to where I am today without you. 2 things. That means I love you and I love you, so just saying. Okay, thank you and go Brits.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. It's such a privilege to have this platform to talk about the things that are important to me and to reflect on sort of how I would define my spiritual journey at Albion. And today I want to talk about the truth. The truth is, things are not okay right now. The US has allied with Israel in a war against Iran, and Israel has spent the last 2 years spending US dollars on more than 70,000 murders in Gaza, including 20,000 children. People across the country are being arbitrarily detained, assaulted, murdered, and deported by federal forces, and without immediate, drastic action, the Earth is on its way to a catastrophic 3.3 degrees Celsius of warming by the end of the century. If you are like me, then your mind and body are exhausted by the weight of these truths. I remember election night in 2024, a night that was triumphant for some and devastating for others. If you don't already know me, then I'll just tell you it was a rough night for me. I remember the fear I felt on that night, but I also remember the way that my phone was flooded with voices. Family and friends, communities across the digital world were finding each other and holding on, announcing how much they loved each other and loved being alive, even if life was about to get much, much harder. I spent most of 2024 and much of 2025 doing whatever I could to advocate for the issues I cared about, namely spending hours every day sitting on the phone, calling my representatives and senators, telling them what was happening in Gaza and asking them to take action to end the genocide. At best, I was met with polite assurances and empty promises, prepared statements claiming the elected officials were taking the issue very seriously in my inbox whenever I asked for a response. At worst, I was met with staffers who would reject what I was saying, even once being told that if they wanted to stop being murdered, Palestinian children shouldn't throw rocks at the tanks flattening their homes, schools, and hospitals. Meanwhile, I began every day by scrolling through and reposting hundreds of videos and images posted by Palestinians, gruesome evidence of the ethnic cleansing they were facing. When 25-year-old Air Force serviceman Aaron Bushnell immolated himself outside the Israeli embassy in February, I watched the entire video. I found myself thinking about the Holocaust class I'd taken with Dr. Perry Myers my freshman year, and how my whole life I'd thought that if something as horrible happened in my lifetime, I would stop at nothing to stop it. But all I could do was post, call, and protest, and it felt like nothing was working. This drove me to try and punish myself with my advocacy, watching whatever I could, because if nothing else meant anything, at least someone would see it. To be attending classes in Albion and living a safe, mundane life was driving me insane. I can't really say I know exactly what saved me during that time. I like to think it was the thought that if I wasn't there, that there would be one less person advocating for these causes. But another part of me knows that it was the escape of a normal life that kept me going. Clubs, work, academics, it tethered me to reality in a way that nothing else could. When I told people I was struggling, they were there for me with resources, reassurance, and empathy I wouldn't have found elsewhere. What I've learned in 4 years living in Albion is that despite everything that tells us not to, we are capable of intense, inspiring, healing good, even in times of great uncertainty and fear. For the future, I hope you will hold a few truths close to you. We can hold each other accountable. We can always change for the better. We deserve kindness, community, and liberation, and we can handle the truth. I implore you, as you leave this place, to lead with empathy, live with joy, and resist anything that attempts to obscure the truth from you. With what we've learned here, I believe that everyone in this room has the power to make that world a reality. Free Palestine, Sudan, the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Friends, go forth with these songs and stories. May they be a blessing to you, especially when times are hard and the way forward is not clear. Remember that kindness, justice, and truth still matter, and that we create those things by building them day by day in our own lives and together. If you're watching this now or later, I celebrate you and I'm proud of you. May it be so, and amen.